Alright guys, and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, and we are about to hop into Damon Gant's second testimony. We are about to body this fool, because we know he's the culprit. He has to be the culprit. But this sneaky antics and this smooth wordplay. But anyway, I love his hair though. You gotta love his hair. It makes him look like a Yu-Gi-Oh character. I love Yu-Gi-Oh characters, man. I love Yu-Gi-Oh. I love the card game, but I don't even play that anymore. But why am I even talking about Yu-Gi-Oh? This is Phoenix Wright! Evidence and forgery. Let's do this. Let's see. What was it now? A jar fragment in a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're completely worthless. There's no reason I participated in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Sure. It would help you get away from the crime you committed. Of course it would help you, man. How can you even say that? Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh boy. Indeed, I believe I will press charges so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. Alright, Uji. In return, though, I know. That place, right? Huh? What are these guys? Telepathic? What were they even talking about? What place? The titty bar. We like going. Us old men like to go to titty bars. Horrible, I know, right? That's the only thing old men think about, I swear. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Let's press them right here. I appreciate it if you stop making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped. Mr. Wright, what are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when your fingerprints are found. Ah! If they're found inside my safe, they would prove your investigation was illegal. Urgh, I never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. You can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. I think the only problem I had with his testimony was his last bit of his testimony. Saying that it wouldn't benefit him if he did forge evidence or whatnot, but you know, he did something. He had to do something. But let's press him on everything else. We may learn something as we go along and press all the other statements. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course, but suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Mr. Wright. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. What? If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. Why is that? Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it was listed in the evidence. It was not listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient, right? The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know. Come on now, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Think about it. There's no reason I participate in a forgery. I think you would. How can you look at me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Scott. Well, now do you see? Do you see it, Mr. Wright? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Let's press him right here. Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you reaped from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh! The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Oh, that's a good one. What? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Well, yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Ah! Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Uji, would you mind if I change my testimony a little, man? By all means, please do. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. That's a damn lie! Nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl Lana. Lana's little sister, was it? Oh, I say Alana. I called him Alana. If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. That's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Let's point out the accomplice. The only other person he could probably wanted to help out was Lana, because Lana, he would have so much control over Lana if he did help Lana out, and she got put into the position of chief prosecutor, and then that'd just be ultimate control. So we already know what to do. True, you might not be able to, or you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Gavel! Very well, I'll ask. Who is the person you believe Chief Gant may have... This is easy. Obviously Lana, because that makes sense. No one else. He's not going to team up with this Jake Marshall fellow. He's going to team up with the only person... Lana Sky. He's only going to team up with the person of worth. Lana Sky. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. The defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. Like I just said, the person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this? He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Judge? Oh wait! You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. Right, my boy, you have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana? She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Uh-oh. I think that's you, Mr. Gant. Worthy, you better watch your tongue, boy. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? What? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Gavel, gavel, gavel! Order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious! Huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency! To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? It's impossible! It's not impossible! It's not impossible! Phoenix Wright is always right! Your Honor, I was merely reiterating. I think I said that right. What Mr. Edwards said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright, that the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. The only thing I can think of is when Bruce Goodman or the 7777 was used to go into the damn office. Not the office, but the security room. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Dude, I'm so glad I was watching like a lot of my older videos, like just to catch myself up, cause since it's been like 5 days, what I'll usually do, like if it's been a while since I played the game, I'll watch like maybe like the last 4 parts of my own stuff. And what I noticed was that 777 ID card reader. That's one of the things. It's fresh in my mind because I just watched it last night. I was watching some of my older stuff. So I want to say, where is it? Not the evidence list, but oh crap. I forgot what the I forgot what I was trying to say. I know I need to look for the ID record, the ID card record. Oh, there it is, right here. IDs of all who entered the evidence room on 2/21. It's pretty much the only thing we have, so present it. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 777777. Exactly 7 sevens. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime! Oh my god! Everybody get hype! Play the hype music! Gavel! Order! Order! Who's playing the hype music? Turn that shit up louder! What do you have to say, Chief Gant? Nothing! The defense search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Right. Oh. Chief Gent, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you all alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gent? I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. Gavel, what the hell? What do you mean? The trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gent met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? Gavel! In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Bam, bam, bam. Oh yeah, oh man, dude, this is like very easy now. What was it called? What was it called? I forgot. I'm so hyped right now. I forgot. The hype made me forget. Yes, here it is. The Goodman's Lost Report item. This is what we needed. I think this is what we need. I think it would be... I hope it is. Whatever, I'm just gonna go with the hype. I'm hyped, so whatever, just throw out the evidence. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filed out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the chief of police. Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh! Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gent. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? What do you mean? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Oh my god! This shit is so hype! Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman. Exactly. But wait! The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of that sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. But you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. No! Oh! Whoa! Did you see that? Gavel, gavel, gavel! Chief Gent, you didn't just go Super Saiyan, did you? So with that, we're gonna save the game. Holy shit! Did you see the way he geeked out? Like there was lightning shooting out his eyes. Yeah, we getting to him. We get to him, man. We get to the core of everything. You seen what just happened? He just started freaking out. So what I'm gonna do here, guys? Save the game, take a short break, and once we come back, we'll be back with more Phoenix Wright. So I'll see you guys soon. Yo, he was crazy looking.